Hi folks, this is Patrick from Classic Bike Meters, and in this video I will demonstrate how you can easily fit your gauges into their original holder. Now in this case I use a refurbished holder that I also sell in my online store. They are perfect OEM spec refurbished, so they look exactly like they did when they left the factory. Also come with a new dash panel that's mounted in the center. These are also separately available in my online store. Check them out whenever you have the chance to do so. Now we'll start off by fitting the new rubbers, and this is a very important piece that is often forgotten. These rubbers serve for keeping the instruments away from all harmful vibrations that are in the frame or whenever you hit a bump. And so they're very vital pieces and often forgotten. They perish after 4 or 5 years because the rubber starts to wear, and well, you need to replace them every once in a while. Check your instruments. If you feel that they're too loose, there's a big chance that these rubbers have already been perished. So I sell these. They're not available in my online store yet, but I sell these separately. So if you need some, just contact me. I can help you get them at a fair price. Now, it's important you fit them in the right way. This one is for the tachometer. It's not as necessary to put the slot in the place where it needs to be. But for the speedometer, it's very important that you keep the cutout on the right side where the trip meter knob will be fitted. Now on top of this rubber there's this chrome ring. You have to refit it the right way with it should be like a cup on top of the rubber. You can see it's often wrong side up, but it needs to be down over covering the rubbers. So now the next step would be placing the instruments. The tachometer is not very important to keep it straight, but for the speedometer it's very important that you have the cutout at the right side so it doesn't fill the hole where you have to put the trip meter knob in. So it's very important to align the cutout in the rubber, and also the orientation of the rubber. It's very important you have to have it the right way around. So now I press it in, and next up you will have to turn the instruments, turn them around so we can do the work that's done on the back side. Now make sure you have this nice piece of cloth so you don't damage the front, and just gently put it on top of the counter so it doesn't slide off. Now next up we're going to fit the cable harness, but before we do, we can replace all bulbs. And I have a special bulb set available for this. It's on my online store, and it's a very nice piece. You have the original style Stanley light bulbs, or the right wattage, 3.4 watts, 12 volt. And these have the perfect size and also the same durability as the original bulbs. And so they fit nicely. I would recommend using those. And they come as a set of 10. For this particular set we only need 9, so you have one for spare. That's always nice to have one for spare. And yeah, easy fitment. Just push them in and turn them right. Just a quarter turn should be fine, and you're all set. If your old harness is suffering from some corrosion, then please take care of that before you start fitting these new bulbs, because corrosion will give some internal resistance and make the light bulbs work harder. So please check your harnesses for any corrosion and take care of that first. But if that's all fine, then this is the way to do it. So very nice. The last one is coming in, and next up is fitment. Now for this you have to turn the rubber piece over and make sure you align it with the center dash panel. It should be in there nice and snug, so just push it down gently, make sure it's covering all the holes. And now the instruments also push in every bulb in the right connection. The long ones go up and the small ones go top down, and route the cable so it just goes along the stud. Now this is perfect. Everything should be seated well. Now next up we're going to fit the cover. Now in order to do that, you first have to route the cable through the hole in the lower cover. And this can be quite fiddly, but just take your time and be patient. Just route it through, and when you're all done, then it's almost ready to be seated. Now, yeah, we're almost there. There we go. And now you have to make sure that all the studs are aligned with the holes. So these plastic covers that are still on the drives, you should leave them there before you start, before you fit them on the bike. And when you're all ready, you can take them off. Now we start mounting the other grommets that are on the bottom side, and these will make sure that the instrument is floating inside this holder. Now you twist them on just a little so they make a little connection in the hole, and yeah, this is quite fiddly, but take your time. Just put them in and over. You can press it down a little if you want, but I've found if you've got the washer on top and you have the nut hand tight, you will see that once you fit it properly, it will seat itself. So that's quite easy to do. Now I'm going to speed up this process because this takes a little time. Now it's quite important that you do this procedure within like 15 minutes, because the instruments are dampened, and this damper fluid will drain if you keep the instruments like this for a longer period of time. So make sure you do this within 15 minutes. Now next up we're going to tighten the nuts, and this will also may take care of the seating of the rubber. Just tighten them by hand and don't over tighten them. They should be snug but not too tight, so the stud comes out. So these housings are notorious for breaking, so just make sure you tighten them just enough so they're tight. Okay, now when we're ready for the last nut, then we can turn, just making sure everything is tight. Now we can turn it over, and wow, look at this result. It's very nice. It's instant gratification. Now we're going to use the old trip meter grommet. These are not available anymore, so if yours is perished, I have another one that's from a CBX. It's a slightly different one, but you can use it as well. This one is the original one, so I will refit it. And the way you do it is there's like this slot inside. You have to make sure that the slot is seated in the crevice of the side of the gauge. And now there's only one thing left to do, and that's fitting a new trip meter knob. For that purpose I'm using a brand new one. This one is a new old stock one that I acquired some time ago, and this one has a left-handed thread, so you have to turn it counterclockwise, or actually forward in the same direction as you would when you would reset the odometer. So you keep turning it till the wheels start turning, and then keep on turning till it's properly seated. And well, that concludes our build. And now you're ready to put them on the bike. If you're not ready to put them on the bike, then please keep them in an upright position. That way you make sure that the needle dampers don't drain, and you have perfect working gauges when you're ready to do the installation on the bike. Now, this concludes my tutorial, and I hope it was helpful. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm happy to help. And if you want to support my business, then feel free to like and subscribe to this channel so I can do some more of these videos. Thank you for watching.